project for Art Attack today is pretty simple. It is going to be a wreath ornament, and we'll be adding a bow and a piece of string so that we can hang it. So this is sort of what it's going to look like. We'll get to the finished touches in just a little bit, but it's pretty simple, but it's also really fun, and it'll be really fun to see this on your tree when you are finished. So you should have picked up the kit at the library. If you didn't, this is actually one where you could definitely do the craft if you didn't pick up the kit, because it's probably stuff that you have at home. So for example, we have the pipe cleaner or chenille wire, whatever you prefer to call it, and then a piece of ribbon or string, and then we have a little bow, which again is just a little piece of ribbon tied into a bow, and then lots and lots of buttons, all these buttons. So if you have these things at home, you're welcome to follow along with the video as well. Excuse me. Okay, so this is a really simple craft and it turns out really cute. So basically what you're going to do is you're just going to string the buttons onto the pipe cleaner, just like this. And you just continue until they're all on there. So my advice before you get started stringing your buttons onto the wire is to lay them out in the pattern that you want them to be in. So as you can see in this kit, there's a lot of green ones provided and not as many red ones and white ones. So you might want to do maybe 2 green and then a red, and 2 green and then a white, or something like that, just because there's so many more green ones than there are the other colors. So I would advise you just lay them out in the pattern that you want, and then you can go ahead and start putting them on. And it doesn't matter which hole you put them in. Either one is fine. Just like that. Pretty simple. And you continue to do this until all of your buttons are on the chenille wire. When that happens, so let me kind of put these out of the way. Once you've got them all strung onto the wire, let me undo this so you can see what it's going to look like. I twisted it a lot. Okay. So it's going to look like this once it's all done, and you want them to be to be kind of in the center, so to have some extra on the ends, because that's what you're going to use to twist it together. So it'll look like this, and then you're going to bring it together, and then you're just going to start twisting the wire around itself. Just like that. And you want to do it at least 3 or 4 times. I would do it even more. I'm just making sure that those twists are really nice and snug. And I think I'm going to do a couple more. Okay. And then you're just going to leave it like this for a moment, because we're going to use that little extra bit of wire to put our ribbon and our little decorative ribbon onto our ornament. So I have with me a Cool Touch hot glue gun. If you have a hot glue gun at home, just make sure that you are getting help from an adult or something like that, because hot glue guns get really hot, so you want to be really careful. You don't have to use a hot glue gun for this. You could just use regular glue. It's just going to take a little bit longer to dry, and you want to make sure that it's dry before you hang it on your tree or anything like that. So with this ribbon, this is going to be what we use to hang it on the tree. So I'm just going to make a knot, and this is kind of tricky because this ribbon's pretty short, so maybe if you have a different ribbon at home that's a little bit longer, as you can see, it keeps slipping because it's so short, and I want to try to make sure that the knot is towards the end because this is such a small piece of ribbon. There we go. Because that's what you're going to use to hang it onto your tree. So you want to make sure that you have enough space for it to be able to go onto the tree. Okay, and you're going to pull it as tight as you can get it. And that's also really hard with such a short piece of ribbon, but I think I got it pretty good. And that's a pretty good size to hang onto the tree. So then what you're going to do is you're going to make sure to put some glue. I'm going to get this ready. Put some glue right here. Because this is a cool touch one, I have to work really quickly because once it gets cool, once the glue gets cool, it doesn't really stick very well. Okay, but I think I got it in time, so that's this side. So I got it nice and secured on there. And then I'm going to put the bow here. So let's see. Again, you have to work. Be extra careful if you have a hot glue gun. Like I said, this one's a cool touch one, so it's a little bit safer to use because I won't burn myself. Okay. Okay, so then we have these little extra bits. I just wanted these there so that sorry, I'm just fluffing my little bow here. I wanted them there while I was gluing those on so that I had a little extra room to work with. So what I'm going to do with these extra bits is I'm just going to cut them off. So if you have a pair of scissors, you want to make sure that you're getting all the way to the bottom, and I would go all the way to the bottom with the scissors, just like that. And again on the other side, my bow looks a little bit like it's coming off, but no, I think it's okay. Okay, all right. So again, on the other side, you want to get as close to the bottom as possible and then just snip it right off. Oops, see, I thought that it looked like it was coming off. So that's what you have to be really careful with the Cool Touch hot glue guns. So again, if you're not using a hot glue gun, if you're just using regular glue, you want to make sure that you're sure that it's dry before going on to any next steps, because as you could see from my Cool Touch one, it wasn't fully dry and then it just came right off. Okay, I think I put a little extra glue on there. Oops. I'm just squeezing it on there so it's nice and secure. And the bow might need to be tightened up a little bit. But there it is. It's really simple little craft, but it will look so nice on your tree. And it was a lot of fun to do. So I hope that, excuse me, I hope that you enjoyed this craft, and I will see you in the next Art Attack. Goodbye. Happy holidays.